What is your name?
Tim Queen.
Where are you from?
Currently or originally?
Originally.
I am from Schaumburg, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago.
How old were you on September 11th, 2001?
On September 11th, 2001, I would have been 20... No. I would have been 29 years old.
Where were you on September 11th when we were attacked?
Well, on the morning of September 11th, I had come downstairs with you, Alex, which you were a few months old, and we came downstairs and went into the family room, turned on the TV, and then proceeded to go to the kitchen to get you a bottle for breakfast. And when I had turned on the TV, I saw that some news footage of the World Trade Center, and I didn't look at it very closely, and my first thought was that they were replaying from when the World Trade Center got bombed in the basement years prior to that. And then while we were in the kitchen getting a bottle, it dawned on me that what I had seen on TV was the top of the World Trade Center that smoke was pouring out of. So when we went back in the family room and sat on the couch is when I realized that there was something that was currently happening.
Did you ever visit the World Trade Center in New York City before September of 2001? If so, what do you remember?
I never visited.
Did you ever visit the Pentagon in Arlington County, Virginia before the September 2001? If so, what do you remember?
I have never been to the Pentagon either.
How did you find out about the attacks?
Just by turning the TV on that morning and seeing it on the news.
What were your first feelings or emotions when you heard about the attacks?
Well, once I realized it was current and happening right then, my first thought was that it was a terrible accident, that a private commuter or non-commuter jet or prop plane had crashed into the World Trade Center. But then when I saw the second plane crash into the other tower, and it was a commuter jet, that's when I realized it was obviously intentional and an act of terrorism. So I was shocked and in disbelief that this was happening in our country, and how in the world were the people in those buildings going to get out, and who was going to save them, and just utter disbelief.
What is your most vivid memory of that day?
I would have to say seeing the second plane fly into the second tower.
Were you personally connected to anyone in the towers, Pentagon, or planes?
No.
Do you support the additional security at airports now?
Yes.
Explain, please.
The extra security measures that they take with all the restrictions of what you can and cannot take onto a plane, and all the extra security measures by the TSA at the security checkpoints. I know a lot of people complain that it slows down the whole air travel process and that it's pointless, but I could not disagree more. It is for our own safety. Maybe if all those extra measures were in place back in 2001, then perhaps what had happened could have been prevented.
Do you believe that the nation is a safer place today as a result of the changes that took place?
Yes.
Has 9/11 changed you? If so, how so?
I don't know if it's changed me. I think it's made me realize how short life can be for everybody, and how you need to always be careful and aware of your surroundings, because the unexpected could happen without any sort of notice or warning, and you could be in a situation that could be as disastrous as that. But I think that if everybody makes an effort to be aware of their surroundings and be aware of any possible suspicious behavior, and report it if they feel it is happening, then we can all help to contribute to make our country as safe as it can be.
Finally, why do you think it is important for students to learn about September 11th?
Well, I think they need to know that I think it symbolizes, as tragic as it was, it symbolizes how great of a country the United States is, because other countries are not afforded the same freedoms and liberties that we are. And a lot of other countries around the world, not all, but a lot, don't have those in place, and people aren't free to express their opinions or vote for who runs their countries and things of that nature. So I think by teaching students today, and since 9/11 happened, it is showing you and your classmates and other students everywhere that, unfortunately the world isn't a safe place all around the world. But for the most part, the United States is a pretty safe place, and we have freedoms, and we have liberties, and we are run by elected, governed officials, and not a dictatorship. And by you guys learning what happened on 9/11, just shows that other countries don't have that, and unfortunately, some choose to turn to terrorism and take it out on other countries that do have those freedoms.
All right, thank you for your time and answers.